Greetings and welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of Poly Weekly News. I'm your host, David Danto, and I'm here in St. Mark's Square. Hopefully you recognize it.
Well, maybe not quite St. Mark's Square. I think we're at the Venetian, David, in Las Vegas.
And this is my colleague, Pat Piwowarczyk. Pat, tell everybody what you do at Poly.
I am the head of channel business development at Poly, and excited to be at Infocom to see all our partners.
Yeah, so this is a beautiful space to be in, here in the Venetian Hotel, and we're going to be wandering around all of Las Vegas this week and at Infocom and doing some really interesting things. But just a little while ago, we had a great conversation with one of our better partners, Yorktel, and my friend Ken Scaturro. How did that? Why did we talk to them?
Well, we had a great new win that we wanted to highlight. I think look, the entire Poly family here, it's 100% channel. So it's critical that our partners are successful, that we enable them for greater success. So it was a great opportunity to highlight a great new win and how we helped each other.
And tell us just a little bit about the partner program for people that aren't familiar with it.
Sure. So it is a program that allows you to enable yourself based on your pace. So you can grow as you like. It's the 3 C's: commitment, capability, and contribution. And we have multiple different levels in metal level that allows you to move up the program. But the great news is you can grow as you like. So you enable yourself with all our tools. We have a deal reg program. We have many other facets of the program that allow you to grow as you like.
So let's roll in that interview we did with Ken.
Thanks for having us, David. I'd like to introduce Ken Scaturro from Yorktel. He's the President and Chief Operating Officer. Ken?
Yeah, Pat and David, appreciate the time today, and I appreciate the partnership. So I've been in this business for 35 years. It's been quite the run. I think I have a unique perspective. I work for a manufacturer. I work for an integrator. I work for a managed services provider in this industry. So I think it gives me different optics. I'm from different parts of the business, and it really allows me to understand our partners' perspectives when we're working through challenges and opportunities out there. I'm really excited about my role here at Yorktel. It's my second stint within the organization, and I came back about 4 years ago for this position as I came back to get the band back together, if you will, and try to help the company get to the next level. And I'm excited about what we've done. We started out in managed services before managed services was a thing. We did a lot of stuff for the Department of Defense and highly secure managed services, going from the network into the codec in the room. So we were predominantly network guys first, and then moved into the room and then started to build out the rooms and then manage the additional devices into those rooms over a period of years. We built out a whole media services part of our business where we do truck rolls and streaming media associated with that. With COVID, the truck rolls pretty much stopped. So we did remote broadcast production and quality remote broadcasting, and that part of our business continues to thrive and grow exponentially on that. As we continue to monitor the environment, we knew that we needed to move into more of an IT-centric company than an AV-centric company and a network-centric company. So we, about 4 years ago, acquired a Microsoft practice, gave us 10 gold certifications and 3 silver certifications. And that really jettisoned us to some of the next level of services, those tangential services that we provide our customers today. When people are looking at how do I go from Skype to business to Teams, and now it's how do I go from Teams into Teams voice and routing, right? That's now all core part of our business. A couple of years ago, we also acquired a security company. So when we're looking at zero trust security as the next paradigm, we're already on top of that, and that business continues to grow for us as well. So for us as an organization, we continue to look where the industry is going, kind of skate to where the puck is. And we try to pivot along with our customers to provide those right products and services to support them.
And Ken, you realize that is very unique, when you look at this from an AV industry perspective, that a lot of the companies stay to the back, keep doing what they're doing, and you're really moving on the cutting edge of where this industry is going. So you're taking advantage of the growth while a lot of the integrators in the industry might be shrinking.
We feel pretty fortunate that we've got some good people in the organization to provide that vision. But we also have to rely on our partners like Poly to help us with that vision and help us understand where we're going in the space, right? And we have to spend a lot of time with our customers, continue to be part of the customers. David, you and I sit on the board together of the IMCCA. There's a lot of thought leaders within the IMCCA that we leverage in order to provide our joint customers the vision of where they need to go.
Absolutely. So tell us about your most recent win, right? You've just done some great work with us, and we want to get some of that story. Pat, am I getting that right?
Yeah, you are, David. I mean, we've the good news is we have a great partner in Yorktel, right? And Ken and his organization. We had a recent win, and I don't want to take any thunder away from our partner, because I think that's what we're here to focus on, is some mutual success. Ken, maybe you could tell us a little bit more about the most recent win we had with a global customer of yours.
Yeah, and Pat, it would be fine if Poly took part of the credit here, because it was a great partnership with Poly. But not only Poly, Microsoft came in as well, and it was our three organizations that really turned this account for us collectively. Long-term account of ours, but next generation technology, a global defense contractor based in the UK that we're able to win. And part of the challenge was around MTRs and choosing the right MTRs for a very secure environment. And when we looked at one and we had it in the test bed, there were significant security concerns associated with that vendor's MTR. And we worked heavily with the customer, heavily with you, heavily with Microsoft to try to drive through some of those security concerns. But at the end of the day, we weren't able to solve it with that MTR vendor. So we had to shift with you. We brought our UK team, your UK team, our Americas-based team, your Americas-based team, and really came together and said, what do we need to do to meet these requirements? Now, you had a product that was coming out in beta, almost ready for production, and you worked with your production team, and we were able to garner some of those very early units that we put in front of the customer. We drove through those same security requirements, and via that drive, we were able to gain the trust of the customer, show that we could be responsive, and we were able to win that account. First tranche of purchases, over 100 MTRs in there, with hundreds more to go. So really a great partnership across the board.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Pat.
I was going to say it is a partnership, and I feel bad to interrupt you. I'm sorry, Ken. The biggest thing I want to say, we work with our product management folks that sometimes are the unsung heroes in that sense, right? So we work with Bo Wilder and his team, and they really, we had asked for commitments to accelerate. Like you said, it was earlier days when this was getting deployed and when we were about to make a move, and it really took their commitment and everyone backing the partnership that everyone was doing, Microsoft, yourself, product management, Poly, everybody. So it was a large joint effort, and it just reminded me how much it really was in the early part of this.
Mike, what actually started towards the end of COVID, when you and Mike came to our headquarters in New Jersey, right? And we had not met Mike before, and traditional with Poly, it's all about building relationships with their partners. You came in, we had great meetings during the day, some great events during the night, and we grew to have a relationship. And then when this problem rose up, Pat, I reached out to you. You pulled the product team in, and they were studly throughout the ordeal. That's for sure. So it was truly a great partnership from that aspect. But there's more too, right? So as we look at some of the things that Microsoft is building with their front row product and integrating into some of the things that Poly's doing, now we have more opportunity there as we're trying to move out those Cisco IX5000s within that customer's environment and move them into next generation immersive solutions. So, the partnership is still working strong in that account and other areas.
Yeah, I should make the joke that, Pat looks and sounds good, and I look and sound good, and we're both on, Poly gear, and you're down deep in the middle of one of your older conference rooms in California today, right? And you're not using Poly gear, so if the audio sounds a little bit hollow, I apologize. We'll get that room upgraded with you as soon as you have time to do it. Dave,
I thought you said you weren't going to mention that point, but you are correct.
Well, it's the 800-pound gorilla. I want to mention it because, you look and sound better than you do on this video right now. So I want people to understand that, it's something we're going to have to tackle. When we have you on next, we'll make sure we have, a higher piece of gear, a higher quality piece of gear in that room with you. But, that's also kind of the Poly story. I mean, I'm going to say something timely. I never break news on this show, but it just literally came out about a day or two ago that, Microsoft has released into GA the capability for Microsoft Teams Android video bars to be able to do Zoom guest join. But you can't do that if you bought the wrong Microsoft video bar product from one of our competitors. You can do that on the Studio X30. You can do that on the Studio X50. Poly's technology is ready to go. We're always staying on that cutting edge. And, I'm sure the other manufacturers in the space will catch up. But again, what I've said for 2 years now is think of where we'll be by the time they've caught up. So, I think you had a little bit of look, certainly dealing with Mike DeVenti. We want to mention Mike's last name, and Pat and Bo and the team at Poly, but you also see how far we're staying to make sure that we stay on top of these industry trends and bring you some of the latest in technology and move forward. That's got to be the integrator's experience here, right?
You hit it spot on. And quite honestly, we're in a lab. We're testing this product right now, David. So don't worry, it's in a lab environment and it's not all the way out across our infrastructure, that's for sure. But it's at the end of the day, right? We're driving for a user experience, right? And we have to have the right underlying technologies to deliver that user experience. And Poly continues to innovate in that space to drive that user experience. And that's why you're one of our best partners. Is easy to do business with, easy to get along with great products.
So tell me a little bit more about why organizations might want to get in touch with Yorktel. What is it that differentiates you from some of the other AV or IT vendors? Why would you want them picking up the phone and calling you or sending you an email?
Well, I think for our value prop to our customers is really helping them get the most productivity out of their workforce. And part of that starts with the workflow. And we understand the workflow better than most. So we're not coming from the ground up and helping you design a system. We're coming from the user experience down, understanding the workflow, trying to automate the best amount of that workflow that we can, drive your labor to higher knowledge tasks and automate those lower tasks as we drive efficiencies within the organization, understand the workflow. And at the end of the day, it's help companies support the mission that they're driving for. Business
is good in general?
Business is good. Labor challenges are labor challenges. I wish we had a larger labor pool to draw from right now. I don't know where all those employees went, Dave, but they're gone somewhere, and it's just not me. As you know, with our competitors, we compete during the day and we have a beer at night, and we're all experiencing some of those same problems, right? So if once we get the labor shortage taken care of, the supply chain problem taken care of, I think we're going to come out of here on the other side. The good news with this is everybody knows what we do for a living now. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So Pat, you should take a minute or two also and explain to the people that are watching a little bit about the Poly Partner Program. If you're an integrator, if you're a consultant, what are the very high level, what are the kinds of things that we offer Ken and Ken's peers to be a partner with Poly?
Well, I think we offer them a lot of benefits, right? The partner program is structured in a way that any partner, small, medium, or large, can take advantage of it, right? From technical training, from sales training and enablement, we provide that through our partner program and our portal. We have, like any manufacturer, we have the ability to deal reg opportunities. And I think it's also access, really. We're 100% channel. And I think we have all our executives are very accessible. So regardless of metal status in our program, you have the ability to reach out to us, and we've got that interaction even on our website for our partners to leverage our chat feature, and they have the ability to reach our sales leadership to help you enable your sales and mutual success. So without going into deep the program, David, I think we have lots of elements that any of our partners can take advantage of and leverage to their benefit. And I know Yorktel has done a great job of leveraging that to its fullest, right? From all the elements we have in the program, from sales, technical enablement, and truly just the ability to partner and mutual success, right? It's a give and take with any partnership. And I think that's something that our program lends itself to any partner getting involved and being very active in it.
Okay, so go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on your program, right? Because it's important for us to gain credibility within the industry there. So it's not only getting the metal status, but now you have the ribbon status within the metals, and for us to get as many of those ribbons within the metal categories that we can in order to prove to our customers that we are the knowledge brokers for them. So I applaud you on the new program and how you rolled it out. Thank you.
That's a great call out, right? I mean, the ribbons provides differentiator, and that is something that you guys have focused a lot on. And it's a great thing to mention so that when customers go to the Poly website and they're looking for the expertise in our channel and the differentiator with their extra investment and time spent and that knowledge that you guys have gained is a great asset for any customer out there.
And I appreciate looking at it from the perspective that it actually has value. Those ribbons actually mean something, as opposed to the little square boxes that people put up on their LinkedIn profile that they listened to a 1-hour course online and they were proud about it. I mean, it's like, don't get me started too far down that path, but it is nice to have a program that actually means something. And that's really good. So the last few questions here for both of you, actually, we're sitting here in Las Vegas, not this very second, but as you're watching it, we are. And this is going to be the first full-blown InfoComm in a few years. And Ken, what are you looking forward to besides the ability? And we've talked about it on a number of these shows now, just being able to get together and shake hands and hug again. Obviously we're going to be as COVID careful as we can be, but what are you most looking forward to at the event this year?
Yeah, there is that point, David, of getting together with our partners out there and rekindling those relationships, if you will. But for us specifically, is we have many of our customers coming in, so it's an ability that we haven't had in a while to walk our customers through and talk to our partners, our manufacturing partners out there, and have some deep dive discussions related to next generation releases. Technical nuances that we may not know, and just to rebuild, the overall collective partnerships, and that's exciting for me.
Yeah, there aren't too many from my view of the trade shows that I've been at this year. CES, ISE, NAB, all the others. Sounds like alphabet soup. There haven't been too many revolutionary product releases. There have been a few evolutionary ones. We released the Sync 10 and the R30, and by all means I've talked about them on the show before. But it's now really the first chance for a lot of people to actually see these things in person. There's something visceral about picking up a device and looking how friendly the bag is and the wrapping and being able to try it and play with it and put it in your hands and get a sense of what it is. This is a Sync 20, by the way. So there are a lot of people that are going to be doing that for the first time with products that might be 2 and 3 years old.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that is in fact the case when there's great products and you don't have the tactile experience that you just had with it. But yes, that's an exciting component of it. But I like it more that we're going to be able to sit down together and with us and ideate about where they need to go, where our customers need to go, and I think that's, in my mind, that's not equally important, more important than just touching that equipment there.
Oh, absolutely. My favorite things about the conferences that I've been to over many years of a long career is when I'm able to sponsor end users in a room, in a big square or a round table, just talking to each other. Yes, the meal is nice. Yes, the drinks are nice. But it's really about, what are you doing? What am I doing? What has he done? What are the problems that you've hit that maybe I can avoid if I hear how you handled them? And it's that collecting, it's the networking that takes place as an end user. I spent half of my career as an end user, and now I'm on the other side of the fence, but I still support the idea that people need to grow and build their networks. And that's one of the biggest reasons to be at the show. And it's Las Vegas, so we get to visit Pat.
It's true.
What a great value add for all. Spending time with me in my local market.
Awesome. So Ken, if somebody wants to find out, well, either reach out to you and have a chat with you, if they don't see you this week at InfoComm, or if they want to get in touch with you, how would they reach out and get in touch with you? How would they reach out and find out more about what Yorktel does?
Yeah, sure. It's we have a very robust website with www.yorktel.com. I could be reached at kens@yorktel.com, or if you just want to hit us at a more general level, it's learn more at yorktel.com. So those 3 ways are probably the best ways to reach out.
Terrific. Will you be hanging around during the InfoComm show? Will you be on the show floor anywhere in specific?
I'll be on the floor. I'll be at your booth for sure. Don't worry. We're going to be spending a lot of time at your booth with our collective customers.
Awesome.
But just working the floor in general.
Okay, that's terrific. Pat, same question for you. If somebody wants to find out, rather reach out to you, speak to you, maybe get some more information about Poly's partner program and be one of the many partners that not only do we add ribbons to and have certifications for, but maybe show up on Poly Weekly News at one time and tell their story. How do they reach out to you and find out more about it?
Yeah, let me answer all of those. So one,
please.
I'm going to leave the hard one for last. So if you want to get involved on this type of venue, I would say nice new win, mutual success for both of us is the way to get here. So you reach out to us and we'll bring that forward. That's the easy way. Now, let me give you the hard way to reach out to me. It's unfortunately very challenged with a long last name. So it's Pat dot my last name, which is Piwowarczyk, PIWOWARCZYK @poly.com. I'll be all over Infocom. It is a busy week for us this coming week. We're excited, as Ken said, to get back re-engaged with our partners as well as our mutual customers and sit down and really talk through all the things that are happening. I think one thing that's very obvious for the last 2 years is that we're all going through the same thing. We've all experienced the same level of challenges, the same level of success, downs, woes, ups, downs, you name it, right? So I think we have lots to discuss, lots to then evolve and even do better going forward. Lots of new technology, functionality from Poly, features that are coming out on the entire portfolio. So there's lots to talk about and lots to work together and deliver some very amazing things. So that's what's got me excited. I'll be all over Infocom at the booth in meetings. Stop by the booth and ask for me. I'm sure you'll track me down.
Awesome. So Ken, thank you very much for joining Pat and I. Pat and I are going to close up the show now from our wonderful, that we still haven't picked out yet as we're recording this, location in Las Vegas to talk about how cool things are. But Ken, really appreciate Yorktel's partnership. I appreciate your partnership, and I appreciate you joining us today.
David, Pat, thank you for the time, and I appreciate the partnership as well. Be well. I'll see you in a few days.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Ken.
So that was a great conversation with a great partner. I've known Ken for years, and he's always somebody that really understands the industry, and it's great to see Yorktel winning with Poly.
Yeah, 100%. Ken's a great guy. The company's great. What's an awesome opportunity for not just Ken, but all our partners, right, David? We should be doing this with all our partners and really highlight success.
Now, here at Infocom, as we record this, it's going to start in a day or two. We're going to be walking around the show floor. We're going to be meeting with all of our partners, a lot of great companies that are here, and they have an opportunity to be on this program as well and to be highlighted as part of the partner program, right? How would they go about doing that?
Very easily. You can reach out to myself, and we can put you in contact on how do we take next steps on highlighting a great win with Poly.
Yeah, so I'd love to tell more great stories about wins, and it's about the customer. We were just chatting completely unrelated to what Ken was talking about a customer that reached out to us over the weekend that says, I'm dying, I need a piece of support here, and you had your wife drop off a piece of equipment for them so that they could get it quickly. That's the kind of service we do, right?
We really try to go above and beyond whenever possible, and we were fortunate enough to have something that would help them out.
So for everybody at Poly, I'm David Danto.
Pat Piwowarczyk.
Thanks very much for watching us. We will see you next week. We'll be recording from Starin's Base Camp with my guest Marla Suttenberg, and I'll have some interesting information about some new compatibility features on the Poly Studio X endpoints. But until then, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.